We are standing in the burial cave of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, the editor of the Mishnah, the basic book of Jewish literature and Jewish law. We have several signs that this is indeed the cave of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. We have seen two signs outside of the cave. We've seen the benches, the stone benches on top of the cave. According to the will of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, he wanted a place of learning on top of his cave, probably learning of the Mishnah, and also the entrance to the cave is a special entrance. It has two doors, two openings, probably to enable people to enter in one door and to get out in the other door, so that many people can visit this place, probably a place of an important person. And we have seen the arches in the entrance, which are a sign of a cave of an important person. So these are the signs which exist outside of the cave. So the archaeologists, when they excavated this cave, they expected to find here a cave of an important person. When they continued excavating this cave, they found in the first hole something amazing. In the will of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, he mentioned three names as his successors. Two names are the names of his sons, and one of his disciple. He mentioned his son Shimon as the Chacham, which means the head of the yeshiva, of the Bet Midrash. Chacham means a wise man. He was the most learned person. So he received the task of leading the yeshiva of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. His other son, Gamliel, received the position of a president. He was the president of the people, Nasi. And the third was Rabbi Hanina or Rabbi Anina, who was his disciple, and he received the position of the chairman of the Sanhedrin, Av Bet Din, Yeshev Barosh. So, in the will of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, we find three names. And the archaeologists who excavated this cave, they found in the walls of the cave, they found three tombs. On one, they found the name of Rabbi Shimon. On the other, they found the script, Zo Shel Rabbi Gamliel. So we have Shimon and Gamliel, the two sons of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, and the third was Zo Shel Rabbi Anina, Hanina Anina. So they found here the three names that were mentioned in the will of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, the three personalities who received the three main tasks in the generation after Rabbi Yehuda Nasi: president, chairman of the court of the Sanhedrin, and the head of the yeshiva. And these three names were found on the tombs in the first hole of the cave. Now it was clear that this is the cave of the family of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, his two sons and his special disciple who received the third task, Rabbi Hanina, Rabbi Anina. Now the archaeologists continued excavating and they found another hole. And in the second hole, again, they found something very unique. All the caves, in all the caves of Beit Shearim, we find a gluskema and sarcophag, which means we find holes in the walls of the cave, and the bones of the dead people were put into a jar, and these jars were put in the holes in the walls of the cave. Nobody in the cave was buried in the soil of the cave, because people who were buried in the soil usually did not have money and were buried outside of the caves, in the fields or in cemeteries, but outside of the caves. Here, in the second hole, we found something special. We found two tombs in the ground, in the soil of the cave. And the archaeologists found that these tombs belong to a man and a woman. And again, we turn to the will of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, and we find that in his will, he asked his sons to bury him not in decorated sarcophag or in something very special, but to bury him in the land, to bury him in the soil, just as a simple person. This was one of the expressions of his modesty. He was a very modest person, in spite of his wisdom, in spite of his greatness, in spite of his tasks. He was a very simple and modest person. And this is an expression of his will to be buried as a simple person in the soil of the cave. So this brought the archaeologists, we find here complete similarity to the will of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi. He asked three main things. He wanted people to learn on top of his cave, and we found the benches. He asked to be buried in the land, in the soil of the cave, as a simple person, and we found two tombs in the soil of the cave. And we also found the names of his three successors, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Gamliel, and Rabbi Hanina. So the archaeologists came to the conclusion that this is the cave of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, this is the tomb of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, and we are privileged to find not only Beit Shearim, this special and important place in which the Mishnah was written and edited and created, but to find the tomb of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi and his family and his sons, his great sons, who continued his project, who continued writing the next books of the Jewish law. And in our generation, we can come to this place, to the tomb of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, to pray here, to learn the Mishnah, and by this, to fulfill his last will. I want people to come here and learn the Mishnah and teach the Mishnah for a long period of about 1600 years. This place was not known, but now that it is known, we can not only come to pray here, but to learn here and to fulfill the last will of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi.